Hours before the start of the game, thousands of young people, girls and boys, made their way to the Tel Aviv Stadium in 140 buses from 100 distant locations, mostly from Arab villages. There was a festive feeling in the air and a hope for peace in everyone's heart.
يخسين بيهودين عربين بيهودين نحن نعصد دي كيوم نحن ابن دودين ونحن لو إن لنا ملبروخ مكيم بتم قام كن إلا خم ملبروخ ميتانو.
The New Israel Fund's partner in this project to end racism is the National Hapoel Keter Tel Aviv Soccer Club, which also promotes the closing of gaps in Israeli society. This is both an ideological and an economic partnership.
We have brought all those kids together in a march against racism. Kids from our program who are coming from the Muslim community, from the Christian community, from the Jewish community, from the Druze community, from the Bedouin community, and from the Cherkess community, hoping that those kids will grow in a better community where equality would be one of its main virtues and where football would be a means of communication and would enable them to become better members of the community.
Starting right on time and broadcast live to 1.5 million viewers, the action began on the field. Yoram Arbel, Israel's favorite television sportscaster, described the new voice from the stadium.
הפועל כתר תל אביב נגד הפועל זירוס פתח תקווה, זה המשחק המרכזי של המחזור כאן בערוץ 2.
We have told you about the program of the Hapoel Keter Tel Aviv Soccer Club before, particularly of their work in the Arab sector. We are talking about educational programs as well as sports activities, but mostly about promoting tolerance between the Arab sector and the Israeli public. Tonight, Hapoel Keter Tel Aviv joins forces with the New Israel Fund, which raises funds abroad and locally for social change in Israel. Most of the fund's activities are dedicated to strengthening volunteer organizations. The New Israel Fund has brought many items to Israel's public agenda, from human rights violations to violence against women and rights for the disabled. But today, we're speaking about coexistence between Jews and Arabs. This evening, 7,000 boys and girls were brought from across the country, from Rahat in the south to Arab villages in the north, children from the Arab sector, from towns and cities, as well as Israeli Jews, enjoying this evening together at Bloomfield Stadium in an atmosphere of peace and friendship. Let's show our support for this wonderful campaign of the New Israel Fund.
And yes, there was also a soccer game. Perhaps most symbolic is the fact that an Israeli Arab player scored the first goal for his Hapoel team. This campaign to end racism continues with the full support of the press and the media. This is how the event was covered on MTV.
Football has become the method of choice for spreading messages. First Fest, that's football against racism in Europe, for you and me, wins the Free Your Mind Award at this year's Europe Music Awards, and now the Hapoel Keter Tel Aviv Football Club and the New Israel Fund team are up to throw bash called A New Voice in the Stadium, a match aimed to campaign against racism and incitement across Israel. And from the look of things, there were some pretty keen supporters.
The real achievement of the day were the smiles on the faces of the Bedouin children who had never been to Tel Aviv before. This is the small gift that we gave ourselves on that day. Beyond that were the words of one of our young guests, whose only wish was for peace.
שיהיה שלום בינינו, בין היהודים לערבים, ואני מרגיש שזה לנצח.